'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've travelled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Tamworth, Nambour, Ridgedale, Kilmore, Rillabout, Tamworth, Limmerville, Wallerville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathrown, Proserpine, Allerdale, Tamworth, Gingin, Lilliquin, Muckdilla, Tamworth, Bugabilla, Cumberland, Ramakiller. I've been everywhere.
Lucky Star. I reckon he probably has been to Tamworth.
It would be a tragedy if a country and western singer did not mention Tamworth in that song.
You would have thought so. But we are surprisingly going to Tamworth, and we are going to find Dimity Smith. Hello, Dimity. How are you going?
Hello, guys. Thank you so much for having me, and hello to the listeners of Geelong and surrounding regions.
Absolutely. Across the world on 94.7, the Pulse's website. But, yeah, good morning to you.
You're living in Tamworth with a name like that, you'd have to be playing guitar and singing songs, wouldn't you?
Look, I wish I could say I was that talented. Look, I do know my way around a karaoke night, but I think that's about it.
And does that usually involve the ingestion of alcoholic beverages beforehand, or are you up early doors?
Look, let's not talk about that.
Okay, let's move right on then. We do this segment just to find out a little bit about the town. I think most people have one thing that comes to mind when they talk about Tamworth. Let's kick off, though, with something more important. Where's Tamworth?
Tamworth is in northwestern New South Wales. So if you were to take a ruler and do a triangle from Sydney to Brisbane and then point the other way, you kind of find Tamworth inland exactly in the middle of those two.
There you go. That's how you do it. Or another way you could say it is, if you jumped in your car at Newcastle and you drove up the New England Highway, you'd go through Muswellbrook and Scone, and then you get to Tamworth.
Well, Scone is where I'm from, so that's where my family are. They're dairy farmers there, so you would definitely want to stop in Scone. It's a beautiful part of the world. Make sure you go for the Scone Horse Festival in May, and then head up the hill further to Tamworth.
I've got a funny feeling we might be meeting other members of the Smith family at some stage in Scone on Regional Roundup in the next upcoming weeks.
Yes, Scone. When I hear the name Scone, I think immediately of the racehorse industry, because it's pretty well embedded in that region, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I was in Scone last weekend with my family and went to the stallion parades at Arrowfield and Darley and Kiora and Newgate Farm, and it was an amazing weekend, and lots happening with the thoroughbred industry, and they do a lot for the local community.
So outside of country music, what do Tamworthians do?
Tamworthians do a lot of fun things. Other than country music, we've got a beautiful agricultural region. We have a lot of fun activities. So, for instance, there's lots of balls that celebrate good charities. We've got the White Elephant Ball in October this year that supports mental health research and programs to support young people in the community. We've also got lots of sporting events. Lots of foodie events, so we've got the Taste Festival in April each year, and lots of other different things. There's always something on the weekends, and I think we're probably even getting known for the most beautiful weather and some fun shopping here in town.
It suggests to me if you're milking cows in that area, you get plenty of rain. Season down here is dry. How's yours been?
So, well, Mum and Dad are down in Scone, and we've had a significant amount of rain over the last few months, and it's the best looking end of winter that we've had for probably 10 or 15 years. And so in the next few weeks, and my mum keeps joking that if we put a ruler outside, we'd see the grass grow and double in probably a day. But we're just kind of in Tamworth in a very similar pocket where we've had a lot of rain, and I mean, we'll just see over the next few weeks if it warms up that hopefully it doesn't turn to brown quickly, because we might have a hectic bushfire season. But I guess the outlook does look like we might get some more rain soon. I think if we get that in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, I think it'll be an amazing springtime.
And there'll be that smell of cut grass and the making of silage and hay.
Good, I know. And
beautiful time of the year.
Is there anything better?
Oh, no. Yeah. I've been to the bakery in the main street of Tamworth, and the sausage rolls go all right, the smell of those.
Yeah, there's definitely a few of those that go all right.
Now, we did want to talk about Tamworth, but I stumbled over Dimity during the week, and I don't mean she was laying in the gutter, not that kind of stumbled over her. She's doing something quite good for regional Australia, and I thought we could just give that a little bit of a promo as well, Rob. I know we're not allowed to give out, promotional activity.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, it's my show? Our show? Okay, let's do that then. What are you doing?
So, I have, first of all, to give a bit of context, I have a rural and agricultural event marketing, event communications agency in Tamworth called Grow Events Group. And I have a team that are based all over Australia, and we do work all over Australia. And I was looking for more people to join the team because we're getting so busy. And I just struggled to find anywhere that I could specifically search for people that worked with rural and agricultural sectors in a communications or event space. And I would search on LinkedIn, but it's really hard because unless someone has a really up-to-date profile or they have specifics in their bio, you can't find them. And then the same was going for Instagram and Facebook. And I was like, well, I don't know someone's individual name. How am I going to search for them? And I thought, why is there not a platform for people in rural and agricultural Australia where you can search specifically for them so that you can see their profiles and see what they do? And I thought, well, why don't I give it a crack? And so at the end of last year, I started working with our web developer and have now got, we've only launched a few months ago and had our official launch, national launch in Canberra last week. We've got 55 people on the platform now, and that ranges from agronomists to communications experts to consultants in the ag industry and dairy industry, service providers in the dairy industry, lawyers, accountants, economists,
podcast hosts.
And, yeah.
Podcast hosts.
And podcast hosts.
Yeah, I was just waiting for that to be, and of course we've also got podcast hosts.
I know, that's top profile, and I didn't want to spruik too hard, but yes, we have Neil on there now, so that's very exciting. But yeah, so the goal with it is threefold. Initially, it's to have rural professionals on the map and rural professionals, service providers, remote workers and businesses. The second thing is we've set up industry registries. Our first one is the dairy industry, so it's the one-stop shop for someone looking for service providers or professionals that help people in the dairy industry. So farmers and dairy-related industry can search on there for the talent they need. And then the third thing is to provide a platform where corporates that are working with rural Australia or getting profits from rural Australia can actually go and recruit from rural Australia, which is what they should be doing.
Absolutely. And that dairy thing, you'll milk that for all it's worth, I would have thought.
Oh, well played, yes.
Thank you. The cream rises at this time of the day.
2 hours every Saturday morning I put up with that, Dimity. Hey, listen, I just had the privilege of interviewing a couple of weeks ago a young lady who drives a harvester. She's based in Victoria, but she starts her year in the middle of Queensland and works her way down. That would be the ideal thing to be putting on your platform.
Yeah, look, I think anyone who is interested in working in the in the agricultural industry or in the rural sector. So that can be health, that can be infrastructure, that can be engineering, that can be, farm work. We're about putting rural people on the map. And whilst it is around professional services, if you're a service provider, there's nothing to stop you as an individual who's a contractor putting your profile on there because you'll be on the map.
And looking for staff and people wanting to have an adventure of driving a harvester through the middle of Australia. How good would that be?
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely pages. There's like harvest jobs on Instagram that a girl in Moree came up with, which is amazing. And so I would say that's definitely probably the best place for them. But if it's, professional services and service providers, then, Grow Rural is the go-to. We kind of try and explain it. It's like a buy from the bush, but professional services and professional businesses.
So you're saying that harvest jobs would be the pick of the crop? That's it for today, Dimity. That's all I've got. I've used up all of my sharp humour on my on this event. Hey, where can people find this thing?
So if they head to rural.com.au, so there's no W on the grow, it's just rural.com.au. They can jump online, they can search for that talent, or they can sign up. Or if there's an organisation that's interested or an industry that would like a registry page, they can reach out to us through the contact form on the site and we can get onto that. And we also have a growing presence on social media, on Instagram particularly, at Grow Rural or at Grow Events Group.
There you go. Well done, Dimity. Great to chat at Tamworth. Looking forward to getting back up there. It has the only 4.5-star hotel in regional New South Wales, the Powerhouse Grouse Hotel.
4.5?
Yeah. That's
what happened to the other one?
Well,
I will say, I think it's 5-star now.
is it really? Well, there you go. Good place to stay.
Hotel in town, great steaks. Highly recommend the workshop kitchen.
Excellent. Thanks, Dimity. We'll chat soon.
No worries, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
See Dimity Smith up there in Tamworth.